Yo, what's poppin'? It's the young lion, Sammie baby, man. And right now you're locked in to the Progress Report. One love.
The Progress Report.
Man, Sammie, what's going on, man? Where you been at?
I've been preparing, coming. You know, I had a pretty, last 2 years I caught a stride. I let the crib sing on Instagram like I always do, leaving little snippets for feedback. And Shade Room posted me.
Right.
And it went viral, ended up getting like 2 deals since then. Top
Turn
5
up.
EP, number 1 EP, number 2 debut album. So 5, 2, and 1. You know what I'm saying?
about
The last
social
2 years.
media.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm on tour with Tank.
Dope.
My idol. You know
I was gonna say I love
we-
Tank. That
Yeah,
album,
right, yeah.
that latest album
Yeah,
is
Savage.
fucking
Yeah, that's Big
genius.
Brother,
Like
man.
seriously.
He's a goat. You know
He
what I'm
is,
saying?
he is. I agree.
For him to have such longevity, and I've known Tank my whole life, well, since I was like 12, and then you know, life is full circle. Now I'm touring with him, and
Right.
his fiance was my background dancer when I was a child star.
That's
you know,
That's
so-
that is
crazy.
nuts.
yeah, it's all love, man. So I've been having a great time, man. God has been blessing me.
Dope,
God
dope,
has been
dope.
blessing me.
Okay, that's what's up. So talk about, you know, coming from or transitioning from little Sammie to grown and sexy Sammie.
The sexy part, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
Alright.
Beer gang.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the transition was for me was kind of smooth because I was going through so many ups and downs in the business. I've been to a couple labels and then a few managers. So during the time where I quote unquote was like off the scenes, I was really working, just trying
Right.
to figure it out. And my look and all of that just developed in time. I always wanted tattoos. I got 16 of them. You know what I'm saying?
Better know.
My pops is a hairy guy, so I just grew my hair out.
Okay,
and then
alright.
it became this thing. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
dope.
That girls call Zaddy or Daddy. But it wasn't planned.
I'm weak.
Yeah, it wasn't
This is
planned or
you.
nothing. I was really living. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And then to the world, as of 2 years ago, it seemed like I just popped back up
Yeah,
with
yeah,
this.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I wasn't on vacay. I mean, like
Right,
plenty,
right.
plenty mixtapes, plenty shows,
For sure.
plenty years of suffering and grinding,
Mhm.
and then finally ran into my season. You know, and I think that's what's
That's
amazing
right.
about my story is that I've had commercial success. I've sold millions of records. I've performed on all kinds of tours and arenas and stuff like that. But I got it the ugly way. You know what I mean? Like I really started with nothing, and then I got a lot, and then I lost it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm through an ex-manager back in like '09. And 7 years later, I ran into my blessing. And like I said, I would have never thought in a million years my blessing would come from Instagram. Because I thought it would be as
That is
easy
crazy.
as, you know, I've sold millions of records, girls still rock with me. To a label, to me, that makes sense. That's enough. But it wasn't that. I got a lot of resistance before that day happened. And those same people who didn't believe now, all of a sudden, like all of
Calling
they,
you
yeah, I mean, but that's the game.
Of
That's-
course, of
that's-
course,
that's
of
the
course.
game.
That goes
That's the
down.
game. And you don't take that personal. I think the best thing is
Right.
just to have tunnel vision
Mhm.
and understand that, you know, somebody's no is their loss. And you just gotta keep going until you run into your season, and now everything's like manifesting tenfold.
I love it. I mean, and you so well spoken though, and it's good that you optimistic and positive about that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because you know that can break a lot of people. Oh shit, that can break a lot of people. You know what I mean? And that's tough, especially too when you already experience success and then you get jerked over.
Yeah.
But talk about the differences that you noticed in the industry from like, you know, when you was, you know, first coming in it versus like now. What are some of the things that you noticed?
A few things, of course. Technology, you know. I came in the game actually when my show was on a DAT tape, and we had
On
cassette
a
tape. There we
what?
go.
Oh shit.
Yeah, 1999 is like the small
Damn.
little rectangle.
Back in the
joint.
day when you
It's
got
called
put
a
the
DAT.
finger in
Yeah.
Remember that?
I was gonna say, I don't know if I get-
And I'm 31, so like,
Okay.
Hey.
like I came from,
Right.
I came from the era
Right.
where there was cassette tapes and then CDs, then Walkmans, then they had something called Zooms, then iPod. Now everything is this.
Yeah.
So I've been blessed to just go through the times. Like now it's streaming.
Right,
It's
right,
actually
right.
where I make, as far as the partnership I have with the label I'm with, that's where the money comes from. It's my
Drop a
streaming
bomb on
numbers.
that joint.
Yeah, it's
Straight
millions
up.
a month, which is awesome. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm blessed, man. Like I said, I didn't write the story. God wrote it. I'm just a
Yeah,
vessel.
Skippy.
That's different. And then the internet itself, we didn't have that. As celebrities, we were only seen when we
Right.
was on television or things of that nature. Now they care more so about. And I told somebody, my manager this other day, 80% of the engagement and the success that you have is dictated by who you are.
Absolutely.
Forget your music. Like that's kind of second now. They want to know. Like Cardi B music is amazing,
Cardi.
but I think if it's fair to say, they love her.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
been saying that,
like, you know, she could do anything, say anything, but because they relate to her so much, that's what you buy into. You want to support that. So having the internet as a tool and allowing them into our lives is definitely substantially different from how it used to be back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Fact. So like a lot of artists that been in the game a long time hate kind of like the internet or just the streaming and stuff. Can you talk about like the pros and cons? Because I know like not having the internet, you had a lot more privacy and stuff like that.
Yeah, the way my cards was dealt though, because I had a bad hand and I wasn't able to tell millions of people at one time, like, yo, I went through a terrible departure with my ex-manager. And you can't tell people that, like, without the internet, globally.
Fact.
So for me, I was forced to be transparent because that's just the cards I was dealt. So social media works for me because they already know, you know what I'm saying? Like, they deserve to know. I think it's impulsive, so it hurts some of the artists that are very emotional and they tweet things and say things that, you know, I hate to bring it up, but Sabrina Claudio, like, was getting, like, chewed up. I guess she said something about black women back before she became Sabrina Claudio.
Okay.
I don't know how true it is, by the way,
Gotcha.
so don't take
No, it was
it
an
on
old
the
ass tweet.
Right, but I guess it was an old tweet, and that came back to, like, bite her for that day. And that's the stuff you have to be mindful of, because
Absolutely.
once it's on the internet,
It's
there. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
never going away, and people can always dig it up or bring it back. You know what I mean? At the most convenient time. So,
Of course.
but for me, mostly I appreciate what it is, and then I appreciate evolution. I'm not a dinosaur. I'm not a fossil. I know that the game isn't how it used to be. So it's like, I like it. Like, you bet on yourself every day.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And Sammie always, like, my Instagram, my Twitter, it's like my own TV channel. I don't watch television. I see most videos on Vivo, YouTube.
True.
I know most of the updates and what's going on in the industry because of the internet. We don't have a 106 in Park. We don't have TRL no more. Like, stuff like that. So,
We ain't got nobody.
We don't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? So the internet is also the place where you have to go to engage.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I personally rock with the evolution of it. It works for me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hurt me at all.
Okay.
So do you feel like if you would have had social media back then, would it have done more for your career now?
Good question.
Oh, heavens yes. Because, you know what I'm saying, you're reaching more people.
Heavens
Like,
yes.
yeah, heavens yes. Like, you know, like, one publication, I keep talking about the Shade Room to their fam, and they have like 12 million followers. Now,
Yeah,
granted, when you get a
definitely,
post,
definitely.
12 million people aren't watching at that time. I think statistically it's 10%, but that's still a lot of
Right.
viewers.
Still
of-
a million.
Yeah, you got a million right there. So, I personally think that if it was out back then, we would have sold more records.
True.
Yeah.
We
would've
Yeah.
Killing.
Right,
A lot of
I
people-
agree.
A lot of people back in the day, we still move units, but
Right.
you have more access to reach people. That's all it's about.
And
Right.
instead of going out of town yourself, but I feel like
Yeah.
you still got the.
Well, I still go touch the people. Like
Yeah, you
that's
still-
still
Yeah.
relevant, and that's still very necessary for me. Like, there's nothing better than to engage in person. You know what I'm saying? I could have did this interview over the phone, but y'all can't.
Right.
Energy or vibe person
Exactly.
do it. So
Exactly.
it's always best to go to the people and touch them. I don't care, even with the internet. The internet is just like a bonus.
Right.
But I still think you should get out on the road and kiss babies and make, you know what I mean, somebody's day by hugging them and taking pictures. Those moments go a lifetime. Seriously, I've run
I
into
agree.
women now that met me when I was like a kid and a teenager, and like, yo, I remember you. I met you at the mall. This like,
I
it's a
remember
moment.
when you came to Chattanooga, I was.
See?
I made sure I got the CD in the car and everything. I was
That's
Sammie, for real.
That's
Like,
love. That's love right there. Nah, that's love. That's
So can you talk a little bit about the deal you know the management deal that you fell out of, and you know, because a lot of people right now are. Is it a whole record deal or just your management that went
No, it was
bad?
just management.
Okay,
Yeah,
can you speak a little bit
I
on
had
that?
I had no issues with labels that I was with. It was always a happy marriage. They championed me and I sold records. It was a great business thing.
You can put your phone right
I
here.
knew my ex-manager. You can hook it up if you can. I might drop it.
Oh.
It might
Think
slide.
about it.
It'll be
phone
good.
holders on the way.
Right.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. My ex-manager, I knew him since I was a child. Since I was like 11, 12.
Oh, damn.
He used to
Okay.
be like a promoter and event planner back in the day. So we made some money together when I was a child star. And then I took a 4-year hiatus to go to high school. And then he was the only person I kept in contact with. And it just made sense for him to manage me when I came back to the game. I didn't know anybody in Atlanta. I moved here with $400 and 2 trash bags with clothes. My mom didn't want me to come back to the business, kind of to protect me from, ironically, that individual or people like him. The only greatest mistake I ever made in my life was just trusting somebody, thinking that they were cut from the same cloth as me. I have morals, I have ethics, I have siblings, and he called me a brother. So, like, my manager now is my brother. So on his worst day, I'm gonna do my best to fight with him, help him do his stuff. Like, that's just how I'm wired. I got siblings that I will never hurt, never steal from, never intentionally send them the wrong way. So I was brainwashed in a sense from him to think that he was my brother. I didn't even call him my manager. When I would introduce him to people, I would say, this is my brother so-and-so. And when you give somebody that kind of love and that kind of respect and position without protecting yourself for real, you're exposed. That love and that trust have became my greatest weakness. And he had access to my Benz. He was a co-signer on that. He was a primary account holder on my American Express. He had access to my account. Now, all of this was to, like, supposedly, as my big brother, make sure I'm budgeting
Right, I get it.
and not, going crazy. So it makes sense. You take an 18-year-old kid who had $400, and then in 2 months he got like $100,000. You would want somebody to guide you.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm
You're a
saying?
young boy.
Yeah, because I would have been buying up hella shit.
Right,
But
of course.
really, he was positioning himself to where if I ever needed anything, I had to go through him. And if I ever decided to leave, he could ruin my life. And he did that. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful now. Like, I've rebounded tenfold. And I'm still being blessed every day. And I don't mind talking about it. When I talk about it, it's not like a pity. It's like to let people know you're going to go through shit.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you may reach this level of success, and then for whatever reason, God will allow you to get broken all the way down, and then he'll build you back up stronger. I wouldn't have been this person if that didn't happen. My spirit, how awesome I am, and I say that humbly, but I know I'm an awesome spirit. I don't have bad blood even with him. I don't want to dap him up and drink tea with him, but God bless him and I love him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I had to do that and get to that place for myself. I had to forgive him, not for him, for myself.
Straight up.
I was plotting on revenge and how to get him back, and what best way to ever kill a hater than to win?
Success, man. And that's real. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because it's like, that's something that I was going back to with artists being broken sometimes. Not even just as a musician, but as a creative person. I feel like everybody in here is a creative person. And when something, bad happens, it can be discouraging for you and it can, break you down. But I do think when something breaks you down all the way, that's God's way of just testing you, just seeing how strong you are, how bad do you really want something, and all that good stuff.
If I would have got, like, the things that's been transpiring in my life these past 2 years and how organically it's been, like, it's been 1 viral video to 3 deals to a world tour, like, I probably wouldn't have been able to appreciate it
Absolutely.
as much as I'm appreciating it. I live in every moment now. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's 50 people or 50,000 people, I love all of it. You know what I'm saying? And me being a spiritual man I am and a Christian man I am, it brought me back to God. And I think that was really the whole point. Because for a long time, I was a little spoiled. I always had success, I always had money, I always had women. Like, I just had. And I probably wasn't praying as much. I probably wasn't picking up the Bible as much. Probably wasn't going to church as much. And I was raised in the church, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to force religion on anybody. That's just my belief in God. And that's my faith. And when I didn't have money and I wasn't on stage and when my fans didn't know where I was at and I wasn't in a place to put out an album, and I had God.
Absolutely.
I didn't have, like, my mom to go to. I didn't have my brother to go to. Like, nobody could save me from that situation but God, and he knew that. He knew that if I got beat down enough, I would look up. And that was the best thing that ever happened.
Now, that was some powerful words, but that's real. You know what I mean? I think everybody has their own personal story that can,
Yeah, and that's why I shared. I shared because I don't know what anybody's battle. It could be finances, it can be school, it can be home, and home issues. You can make it through. You know what I'm saying? You just got to keep going. I always say you can't run into your destiny if you stop running.
Straight up.
You can be, you know what I mean, one day, one moment. If I
Elder Bond.
I don't think we ever got to
We dropping dimes on her ass.
He begged y'all.
If I you gotta think about it. Before the Shade Room post the first time 2 years ago, like, I've been singing when it was 15 seconds, like stuff like that. Like I wasn't even doing it to quote unquote get a deal. Like this was just me
doing it.
I like to sing. Why not sing to
better
you know
think
what I'm saying? And I did it. What if I stopped though?
Right.
What if that day
And that's what
I
I'm
didn't do
saying.
it? I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be where I'm at. So I believe in trusting yourself, trusting your gift, and trusting God.
I dig out of that. So talk about this experience going on tour with Tank. Like, how dope has that been? Like,
That's awesome. That's awesome. Just going from somebody that was watching him sing, you know, Baby I Deserve back in 1999, 2000.
Back in this age.
Yeah, and then, you know, not only are we, like, he's an idol of mine and somebody I have a great admiration for his gift, his voice. He's a musician, he plays, like, he's just a cheat code, you know what I'm saying? A nice guy, charismatic, got the muscles, like, the ladies love him.
Right.
It makes you have to be on your shit night in and night out, and that's what I like. I like that my first tour back in the game was with a great like Tank, and we did 20 cities in a month, so it wasn't a lot of off time. I think the 2 days I did have off, I had press because my album was dropping, so I was in New York moving around. It was cool as a professional to make me like stay on my shit night after night to make sure I set the tone, because Tank is not to be messed with. You know what I'm saying? You can't come out there with half-ass vocals before or after Tank. You know what I'm saying? Like you pick your poison. Yeah, it don't matter which way you go with it. You better be on yours to leave your mark, and I like that challenge. And I felt like I earned his respect, you know what I'm saying? The way he like treated me and embraced me, spoke highly of me, not just to sell tickets, but really spent like 2 minutes on the Breakfast Club talking about me. And I'm like, yeah, album's dropping, don't worry about me. But he loves me so much and believes in my gift so much. It's just a dream come true, you know what I'm saying? Like Tank is an all-around awesome man, not just, you know, he's a great dad, a great fiance, and a great artist. And I have a great admiration and respect for him. I'll beat everybody up if they say something bad about Tank.
Nah, that's real shit. And let's just shout out that album again.
Yeah,
that last album is just fucking phenomenal. Like I listen to that all the time.
You know what's beautiful about his career to me? Because he's always been underrated. He'll say that. But
definitely.
At 42, I think he's 42 now. He's to me at the peak.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And that's refreshing.
Insane.
You know what I'm saying? To see, because I'm 31, so that actually means as long as I evolve with the time, I probably got 11 more years left. You know what I'm saying? And the way I want it. The way I want it though, I would want to retire music. I don't want music to retire me. I never want to drop music if people don't give a shit. Like that would drive a creative like myself crazy. So I'll leave like Jay-Z did off the Black album, and you wanted Jay-Z back.
Right.
He didn't force himself on
Straight
you. Like, we asked for Jay-Z. So I think that's the same thing with Tank. He's still at his prime. He has so much life left.
Yeah,
like, this man was, you know, when we went #1. So it goes to show you that timeless music and true talent will surpass the trends that's going on.
Damn, skippity dip.
Yeah.
So what's
Skippity dip.
What's some of your favorite records that you ever did?
I would say "Come With Me" is a classic for me. Because that was the first time. So Dallas Austin, who's my big brother, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here at all. He's the one that took me and did the first album and the second album. Dallas Austin is that guy. And I remember after "You Should Be My Girl" dropped with Sean Paul and Jazzy Faye, they wanted to come back with another up-tempo record that Jazzy Faye did. And I was like, I love that record, but y'all, something about "Come With Me." Like I'm telling y'all. And I'm 19 and I don't get to pick the songs like that, but I got my little say so. But you know, at the end of the day, it's Dallas Austin. You can't tell.
Right.
Like he's Dallas. He's had so many hits. I was like, please, like something about this record is like special. And I was a big Brian Michael Cox fan. I still am because he did like all the Usher. You know what I'm saying? And Adonis, me and him wrote it, and I just knew it was special. And they trusted my gut, and it worked. So I was looking like a little 19.
Shout out to your gut.
Yeah,
that was my shit.
My grandma said that all the time. You know, go with your first mind. You know what I'm saying? So my gut just, you know, I'm a balladeer. I sing. So as soon as I heard it, I was like, this is a special record. So that's one of them for sure. It's supposed to enhance. Like makeup makes your, you know, it just enhances your beauty. I don't think makeup should ever make a woman. You know, it's my thought process. So auto-tune is just supposed to enhance a different sound, not beat the sound. So now you're giving rappers the ability to rap, or sing.
I see what you're saying.
And rappers always been saying the stuff that they've been saying. But they're singing it now. And then that's what the radio is playing. So then most of my R&B stars have to go sing rap too.
I get it.
To be
It makes
relevant.
sense.
To have mainstream success, you gotta turn the auto-tune on and say, fuck bitches, fuck hoes. stand on couches selling this, selling that, right?
Damn.
Like that's what main.
All Lala's favorite
That's what.
lyrics.
That sounds good to
But the
me.
crazy
No,
thing
it's the
is,
time. I love all that too, to a degree, but then
Yeah.
now it's oversaturated. It's
Right,
like
for
for
sure.
10, 15,
Right.
to at least 10, 12 years now on radio, right?
but
So now they're happy. It works for a guy like myself, who's always stayed the other way.
right.
And it's just full circle. I was patient enough to weather the storm.
Absolutely.
They're so tired of that. They're like, yes, give me some of this substance. Give me some of this feel-good music. And music is spiritual.
Yeah.
I don't, I could turn up all day to it, but I can't listen to a whole turned up album. I found
I can
myself
get it. I
drained.
can get it.
You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
can stand and get drunk to it and whatever, but I can't listen to a whole album full of that. Because I literally, to me, it drains me. I'd be tired. I'm like, damn, I didn't get nothing out of that. But you can listen to a Tank album. You can listen to
I was just about to say, but see, my thing is, even with all of that, I still crave R&B. It's a time and a place for things. I never really felt like, people should stop doing them on the R&B tip. I really never felt like that.
But it's just a business. See, like,
Yeah,
see,
true,
and it
true,
depends
true.
where you're at. So
Yeah.
me, I'm independent. I don't have to answer to nobody. as
Right,
far as when it
right.
comes
That's
to
real.
my,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
my
Okay.
musical side.
Right.
Now, if I was signed,
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been in meetings with songs that have charted now, years after these meetings, where they were like, it's too good. You actually put 5 harmonies on it.
Right.
Where's the, cool
Gotcha.
stuff? Like, this is what an A&R who is at the biggest label, and I can't be mad at him because that's what's selling for the artists that they have signed.
Right.
So, if I was in a deal, I would probably have to submit when it comes down to my creative control. But I don't have to chase radio. I don't have radio. That's
Right,
the only thing
right,
actually
right.
I'm missing. All the success that I've had is
That's true.
the
That's what you're
internet.
saying.
But if you want to be on the radio, you have to create what they spin.
Yep.
And people, I don't think people understand that. It's
Yeah,
a
but
business.
Tank's getting played though.
There we go. Now we have somebody like we need more of that.
Oh, I agree.
And I can
Like
say,
when we started off though, Urban AC, it wasn't on
Right.
B103. It wasn't on those yeah.
Let's talk about
And
it.
it finally
Yeah.
peaked,
It's all-
and then it merged. You know what I'm saying? And they said, oh, okay, I guess we can slide one ballad
Right,
in
right,
there.
right,
When
right.
there's a plethora of slow jams
Facts.
that they finally slide it in.
Finally,
Give
I
me a
mean,
little scissor.
yeah,
give me a little
exactly,
Kalani, give
exactly.
me a little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was never supposed to be not cool. Real R&B was
And
always
it's
supposed to stay
crazy.
relevant.
And it's just so crazy to even say that. But I mean, my opinion, like I said, I still go back to what I say. Like, even as much as hip hop and hardcore shit that I do love, I love all of that shit.
Right.
But I still crave R&B. Like, I never
It's the-
wanted
it's
it
the
to
feed the
end.
soul.
Or, yeah, I wanted
It's
it.
sex, it's love, it's pain, it's passion, it's infidelity, it's monogamy. Like, that's what everybody goes through.
Yeah, like,
Not because
Yeah.
it's a Tank reference. Like I'm a true Tank
Yeah.
fan.
Girl.
That's his album,
Yeah,
like
right,
Sex,
girl.
Love, and Pain.
It goes.
we know, okay?
That's what life is. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So why make music uncool that's talking about that kind of stuff?
Right.
Yeah, we got a tour in the works. Just got to make sure everything on the business side is handled.
Gotcha.
But that'd be. I can't wait to go back on the road.
bet.
Congrats.
I got another offer for a deal. So at some point when I close it, I'm gonna slide back into the
Please.
studio and work on my next
Alright,
album.
here.
In between there, like no record is safe. I've been doing some covers. So I did a cover to LMA's Naked. That went crazy. And then I did When We, of course.
Cardi B.
And then I did the Cardi B joint I dropped out
See
yesterday.
that.
So just feeding content
Right.
and doing shows. And yeah, when it's time, I'm gonna get quiet for a second and go back in the studio and work on my new album, which I'm excited. I'm starting to get back into a creative place. Once you live life, that's I can't just write songs every day because I'm not inspired every day. But once you go through some things, good and bad, it inspires great music. So I can't wait to get back in the lab.
Absolutely, man. It's definitely been a pleasure speaking with you.
I got one more question
Okay.
before you leave, because I like your vibe and I like your mindset. So
Yep.
how do you feel about this Kanye West
I
situation?
tweeted about it today, and I stay out of stuff like that. Actually, I'm not that guy to when I see artists doing things I don't agree with, or you know what I mean. I always keep quiet. But now Kanye West is actually my favorite rapper of all time. Like that's my guy. I loved everything he represented as far as coming from the South Side of Chicago to. He's a mama's boy, me too. Rest in peace to his mother.
Right.
I actually think that's a lot of the reason why he started to derail. It's just I'm not a doctor, nothing like that, but I know hurt, I know pain,
For sure.
and I believe in what I tweeted today was I believe in freedom of speech and the First Amendment and saying what you want to say. You can support Trump all you want to. I also believe in God putting you on a certain platform to reach millions of souls, not just through the gift of song, but talking. Like most of the moments we talk, like Kanye's music is always phenomenal for the most part, but we know him for his lashing out or being so passionate about an idea. So therefore, you have a platform and responsibility on how you convey your message.
Absolutely.
Like support Trump. Let's say I don't support Trump. Like I'm a Democrat. I like Barack Obama was the greatest thing that ever happened to us. That's how I feel, right?
I agree.
But I'm not here to talk about politics.
Of course. Talk about me.
So you can support who you want to support, but the things that he is saying and the way that he's articulating is a little ignorant.
Absolutely.
And ignorant it doesn't mean it's not bad. You just don't know.
Not knowing though.
You know what I'm saying? Any better. And then I think you're not knowing that when you speak, millions of people are listening.
Absolutely.
You know, it's millions.
Mhm.
That's a huge responsibility. I don't know how many people I reach when I talk, you know what I'm saying? But I do know I have hundreds of thousands that listen to me. So if I'm talking about crazy shit, somebody is taking that in. You know what I'm saying? Not to call, and let me say this, I'm not calling Kanye West
No, I
crazy
get it.
either. All I know is, for me, personally, it's disappointing. I am a Kanye fan. Like, I'm the guy, like, I love art. In my studio room, I'm getting a piece made of Kanye. Like, he's a inspiration to me. But I don't think he's going about whatever he's going about. I don't even know what he's going about. But whatever he's going about, I think.
True.
Yeah, right. I really don't even.
True.
I can watch T.I. Not today.
Watch the T.I. interview.
Oh yeah, I said I'm
on
not
Breakfast
watching
Club.
no more Kanye West interviews though.
Because he sat down and talked with him, like as a friend, like you just said, letting him know.
Yeah, I
like,
don't know.
And he
I
kinda
don't even know what the
explained
point
some
is, but I think he's going about whatever the point is to him the wrong way.
I agree.
You gotta go
But,
watch T.I. interview. T.I. is
So-
translator to us, basically.
Thank you, Sammie. I
Well,
appreciate
I'm
that.
gonna check it out.
T.I.
I'm gonna see.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, man. Let the people know your social media handles as well.
My IG is Sammie Always. My website Sammie Always. My Twitter Sammie Always. Facebook and Snapchat Sammie Lee Bush. That's SAMMIE LEIGH BUSH.
I think we have one more question.
So my question is to you, no, because my best friend told me to ask him this.
Girl, go ahead.
Come on, best
No,
friend.
but he basically wants to know if you still keep in touch with the members of Intune.
Yeah, through Instagram, Everett reaches out often, and vice versa. Justin is still my bro, and Lloyd is forever my brother. And then, of course, by default, because Chucky is Lloyd's little brother, I see Chucky all the time. Well, sometimes too. Yeah, those are my brothers, man. We came in the game so young, and for us to still be in contact and just have genuine respect and support of one another in our different avenues and phases of life is refreshing. So those still my guys.